Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studios, and this is Making Comics and Art, episode 299. So, my internet is still crappy, so I just make do and make some videos when I can. The overall theme is I gotta pull in some money, pay some bills urgently. I'll probably do a video for Facebook, show off art I got, and see if I can sell some more pages or covers I did. What's frustrating is that I sold the cover. Unfortunately, the person's going to pay me when IGG pays them, and it's running late according to how fast they pay people. So that sucks. But regardless, I gotta fend for myself. So, I'm just sketching this Wolverine piece. I mentioned doing a razor drawing next at some point. So I'll probably do that. But this is just a warm-up drawing for today. So yeah, I posted on Facebook that more than likely I'm here in Kentucky for 3 more weeks, and this is going to be a struggle just to get through these 3 weeks. Then I'll be with family for 2 months. Then I'll be coming back and getting a day job. Probably mentioned it here previously. I don't know. So much going on. But, getting a day job, it's not the worst thing. But I do have to worry about getting some bills paid off here and now, and hopefully sooner than later. Then I gotta go food shopping as well. In a day or two. So, if you want to support me and my work, then go to my Facebook. I'll upload a video later. But maybe you've already seen that. But yeah, it's just I gotta make this happen somehow. And I messaged a bunch of people if they're looking for inking work, and mostly getting no responses, or I'll put your name in. Even people I've worked with before, it's like it's always timing. It's if they don't have anything, they don't have anything. And the things I thought were going to happen aren't happening, and it's getting towards the holidays, so it's probably not looking good. But yeah, getting a job is no problem at all when I come back here. It will allow me time where I'm getting a dependable check, and whatever time I could squeeze out to work on retro and what will follow, that's what I'll be doing. I think it's number one important that I work on retro. That will definitely put me in a better place, and then I can focus on doing an extended campaign on Indiegogo. Once I get to that point, I think I'll be much better off. Um, but you know, right now everything is not going my way. Not everything. I've had a lot of lucky breaks lately. People buying some art and paying me and whatnot. But it's not nearly enough for me to say everything's okay. You know, it's still a struggle. I'm still gonna make a bunch of things happen. Still gotta pay off some minor bills and then get food in this place for myself and the cats and all that. Um, I will do a little update. Those that maybe know that I was getting some windows replaced in my apartment. Well, half the job is done. Well, I would say most of the job is done, but it's like 2 teams of people working on replacing the windows, and it was 3 windows, not 2. Like there's my bedroom window, living room window, which is my studio, and the bathroom window, which I didn't know they were replacing that, but they replaced the windows and sealed the inside. But for them to seal the outside, there's another team that's sort of do metal work, and I'm not sure when those guys are showing up. But right now, it you know, we had some decent weather. It's pretty much went from 60s to 30s now. So I hope they come soon and not next week, because I think we got a string of 30-degree weather. Not much better than that. And even though I don't have the heat on at the moment, it is a little cool in there. Probably as soon as I am done filming this, I'll have to turn the heat on again. I don't have it running 24/7 because it's loud, and it actually gives off. It's just like, you know, like the heat is directly behind me, and it's not a good air quality. Let me just put it that way. So yeah, at least that's in motion. Like, you got the new windows in there. You can see outside better. I almost never use my windows to see outside. I just open a door. Because I can't work in the studio with varying degrees of light, because you know, the sun rises in the back of my place and then comes around front, and it's just, you know, it's always changing, and I can't stand that. Working on art as detailed as I do, I need just a steady light source, even if it sucks. Like, like I need to eventually get better lights set up here, for my desk and work area. But good enough for now. I got a comment the other day. Like I shared out the retro T-shirt, and somebody who pledged to my Kickstarter asked if I was fulfilling, or not fulfilling, if asked if I was financing another issue. And my response to that is I haven't really financed the first issue, not totally. Like the money I made, which is it was 1,700 after everybody took their money out. Well, probably a little less than that actually, because then it went into my PayPal and they take their chunk. But that barely financed anything. So, because of the way I've done things, it's like I'm going to be the one financing the issue and all the merchandise and everything. Then hopefully once I do it on IGG, then that will go much better than the Kickstarter, and hopefully we get much, like, what is it, 5-digit numbers or 6-digit numbers if I want to really get insane, and that will finance the book. I didn't do it long enough on Kickstarter because at the time I didn't have the time. It's a slight regret, because I did want to do it when I did it, and if I had a book deal to write some books at the time that I jumped into the Kickstarter, if that actually happened, then none of the past bunch of years would have been anything similar to what I've been going through. Like I had somebody approached me to write 9 books for them based on their character and universe, and I was all for it, and they had me do a sample, and they loved the sample I did, and with every novel that I would have wrote, I would have got an advance, and frankly it would have financed me for like 3 years at least, not even counting if the book did well and made money. But unfortunately that didn't happen. The guy's wife passed away, and yeah, I wouldn't say screwed. And it wasn't his fault, the way things went down. But yeah, just for those that don't know, like, sort of what I've been dealing with. So, I've just been scrambling a lot, and that's not necessarily how to run a career. And that was like one of, heck, in the past 3-ish years, one of at least 20 or 30 different things that didn't work out. I had to deal with this all the time, and this wouldn't be a bad thing if my sort of business end was more up and running, but I'm focused on doing retro and other books, and that's not going to get up and running until I really have the money to do that. So getting a day job will definitely put me in a much better situation where I'm not taking on more work that I don't have time for, and taking my time away from working on my own books and products. Yes, it will consume a lot of my time, but hopefully, like, I could keep my head above water with a part-time gig, and I'll still have relatively a decent amount of time throughout the week to work on retro and what will follow, and get that all sorted. And even though I'll be doing a much longer campaign, I'll run it a lot smarter in the sense of like when I did Kickstarter, it was it was 24 hours a day for 5 days straight. I'm not going to do that. I was literally messaging people and streaming a lot, and it was insane. It was worth it, but I'll be hardcore, but in a different way. So yeah, what I'll probably do is share artwork in a video on Facebook, and hope that, if I can get a couple of people to pick up a couple of pieces, that should set me straight. Then I can take care of the bills. I can go food shopping. I can be all set for, another 4 or 5 days until I gotta worry again. Some other thing comes up. Who knows? But yeah, I just want to really focus on cleaning up my workload. Like, I got all these other projects with other people that, like, in a lot of cases, most of the money I'll make from them will come later. Like, I'll sell original artwork from it. I'll make some money if the books do well, blah, 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 a lot of things I get paid as I do it, but the pay isn't good enough. It only carries me so far. And, I get my own books running, and if they do decently, I could start charging other people more, because, I still want to work for other people. Still like working on a variety of artists and for different companies and blah, blah, blah. But I'll be in a much better position where I don't have to take everything that comes my way. I could be more selective, and that's, it's better as a freelance to work smart, not, I made my fair share of mistakes, and I'm still in a pickle at the moment. But I'll get out of it and get things going right. I'm doing this drawing, and it's not horrible. It's just, like I said, kind of a warm up. All right, excuse the news. Cover your ears. Noise, not news. What I say? Yeah, I like just doodling like this, like where it's I'm not trying to make a perfect drawing. You know, there's so many artists that I've followed throughout the years where it was more about throwing down a lot of, either throwing down like a lot of cool lines, or like a lot of them have a very messy style, where it's not even about the line work, but it's about the how could I express the mood it creates. You know, a lot of fancy line work can get you certain images, but you could also, like Ted McKeever's is easy example. Like his line work was shit, but it wasn't about that. It was always liked his work because it was just fun. You know, though I tend to lean towards, you know, wanting to really dive into really intricate, gorgeous line work. You know, here's the thing. It's like when I do get my freaking act together, I'll be able to really produce the work I want to. You know, for many years in my career, I was always looking for that one certain opportunity that somebody will wake the hell up and go, Peter Palmiotti, he does good stuff. Like, let's give him our title book and boatload of money and let him, you know, work on it for months, and just go crazy. And that's what I want to do. That's all I want to do. Is like, you know, my book Retro. It really started with me taking my time on each page, and you know, because I'm immensely late in fulfilling it. I sort of try to go quicker through the pages, and hopefully I can make them still look good in coloring it. But you know, I know the later pages aren't as gorgeous as the earlier pages. But it's my intent to make every page just as gorgeous. And I'll have more of an opportunity with issue 2 to do that. Although, you know, it's also me doing a full-fledged, drawing a full-fledged book, as opposed to, you know, a short story or just being an anchor. So there's challenges there. But well, you know, it's like Bernie writes in, so he, you know, picked up a lot of his techniques, like for his work on Frankenstein. Like a lot of those techniques can be found by older artists, like in the era when there was illustrators doing everything, like, you know, movie posters and ads for clothes, and just everything was illustrated back in the day, like, you know, before photos and took over everything. And then, you know, now it's like digital art is like fast and quick and, you know, easy. And but the old illustrators and who used, you know, brush and quill and did all this fancy intricate line work, it's like, man, I would love to just dive into something like that. It's like I'm capable of it. It's just I am one to take one's time. um, and even though I want to sort of go quick in a sense of delivering a ongoing series, if I produce 3-4 issues a year, that's still giving me more time than the average like book through Marvel or DC or whatever, um, without taking a year and a day. So this is not really. This is not really gorgeous, but it's fun. Like these artists like let's see, Humberto Ramos, like he doesn't do realism, but his work is really fun. There's an old friend of mine, um, John Boy Myers. His stuff is more realistic. Not necessarily realistic, but it's very cartoony, but it's also I got to broaden my language. It's like I'm blanking. Um, but he'll do muscles and everything. Like Humberto is not necessarily he does shapes. But I mean, I remember more Crimson and when he was X-Men and stuff. What was it, Next Generation, or whatever it was, X-Men. Um, I definitely I want to do intricate line work and maybe not be at a level of like say Jim Lee or whatever, but leaning towards that direction. Like I want to do realistic over cartoony. Maybe with a sense of anatomy of Todd McFarlane. I don't know. I have so many thoughts. It's like, and I need to get a bunch of issues under my belt. And, it's like as an artist, you're always growing, always trying to keep yourself engaged with what you're working on. So it's sort of like, an artist may have a totally different mental approach to their work, but still produce similar style, similar work. I think that's probably where I'll be leaning like heavily, with what I want to do. It's like with art, it's a lot of work, so it gets very mental. There's some great artists that It's almost think they're a conduit. You know, if I was just to draw without worrying about, you know, like worrying about anatomy, worrying about, like, you know, there's artists like that, like what's his name, Ashley Wood. You know, it's fantastic, and it's, to me, that's like emotional drawing. Like, it's not necessarily accurate, like, you know, whatever it is, 8.5 heads tall and blah blah blah, and has all the right muscles and so on. You know, and I think, like, I would love to incorporate that into, you know, into my work, like where everything isn't, you know, it's a wider range of styles, you know, as you go. And because you always want to mix it up too, you know. It's like, I don't want to do sort of like Bill Sienkiewicz level of diversity within my art, you know. And there's other artists, there's, like, there was a heavy metal artist that, you know, it went from just pencils to pencil and ink and really sketchy, and then painted work, and, you know, it was like all over the place. I don't want to do that. I want some sort of semblance of consistency, but dive into certain styles to approach certain scenes or atmospheres. Get what I'm saying? Oh, so what I wanted to mention before was that I could do drawings like this. Like, if you want to commission me, like, this is on copy paper, but I mean, you know, some people don't mind. But I could do like a drawing like this on Bristol, and I have, what is it, Frisket or whatever that you spray over it so it doesn't smudge further than you want it to. Yeah, because producing this kind of stuff is fun. Um, you know, I'll do something more challenging than just a head-on face, but I just needed to warm up today. You know, like I said, I'll make a video of artwork that I had for sale on, you know, I'll post on Facebook. But above and beyond that, maybe I'll try to get some work done, and, you know, on something I could sell, or maybe I'll work on the razor piece later today. How long am I going? Oh, it's a half hour. You know, I always compare comics to Hollywood in some ways, and you know, it's like I never expected to get like a grand opportunity. You know, you work your ass off and you hope for the best, but, like, you know, but if I was like an actor and or a director or whatever, it's like waiting for that one producer to acknowledge you and your work, and give you the epic movie to be in. It's, you know, that it's like, as an artist, it's, you know, working in comics, you know, it's like you can get approached by a publisher and say, you know, and given that wondrous opportunity Frankly, I just want to create opportunity for myself, like work my ass off, produce my own books, do well doing that, and do the kind of quality books that I'm looking forward to doing. Like I do want to do a sort of Frankenstein kind of book, myself, like, well, not myself, like with with my brother would be amazing. Um, to collaborate where he'll write based off an idea I have, and I'll work on the art like over a span of a couple of years is what I picture. Um, but did I finish my thought before? Like I like doing drawings like this, like just over sketching, over indulging. Um, it's what I love from like Simon Bisley or Sienkiewicz or who are some other artists like uh, Liam Sharp. Um, you know, so I mean, this is what a lot of the image people like when they had like getting paid 1,000 a page. Like you take your time. It's not only in the mapping out a page, but it is in the detail and being intricate and being precise and. But I could see, like I mentioned Ashley Wood. I could see doing some work kind of in his flavor, where it's not about being accurate, but creating a mood almost. But yeah, this is fun. Oh, okay. So to complete my thought, yeah, Frisket. I could spray it down with Frisket, and it won't smudge. So if you want to commission me for a pencil drawing, I could take my time and do something really wild. Get an approval on an initial sketch and just go nuts. I would love to do that for you, is what I'm saying. Do you hear what the rock is saying? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because, like in drawing, like using the side of a pencil is just as important. I love the smudge. What artist doesn't love getting dirty every once in a while? But yeah, I mean, also like, I mentioned this 1,000 times already, but I don't foresee myself getting retiring. Um, I'll be 60 next year, and uh, I may be slowing down a little bit. Um, Need to wear glasses a little more, and blah blah blah. But I believe that the best years of my career are ahead, and I really just want to produce some high quality work and comics that, you know, people love. And, you know, I've read tens of thousands of them. You know, it's like I know what quantifies as a fun comic to read, and I want to show people I can do it myself. You know, it's just want to have fun. Do 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 do. So yeah, I think, you know, it's like I've been struggling a lot this year, you know, to be 100% transparent. But I think these next 3 weeks are blankety blank blank blank. You know, going to be challenging. But, you know, then I'll be able to relax, and, you know, I'm going to work on writing a novel, and, you know, who knows, like maybe by working on something utterly different, I'll also be drawing, and you know, I'll be learning coloring programs when I'm away, and you know, just don't want to have a definite schedule that I tie myself to if I'm going to be with family. Just kind of defeat the purpose. But, you know, it's like there's a chance I might do no social media. Like I might check in on messages, but you know, I'll see when I get there, kind of see how things pan out. But it wouldn't be a horrible thing to take a break from social media. Anyway. It's funny, the guys who worked on my windows the other day, I hear them outside. It's like, you know, they're working a couple of apartments over. Boop boop doop boop boop. But yeah, there you go. There's a Wolverine sketch, and I gotta wash my hand now. It's just fun. It's not 100% accurate, but that doesn't matter. It's just art. Art is subjective. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video. Give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and share this out if you're a good friend. Not enough people share out my videos. All right, till next time. Well, next episode is the big 300, and thanks to everything, it's not going to be that special. But anyway, I'll see you again soon, hopefully. All right, have a good one.